Shemai GTA chums, and welcome to my guide to the Money Fronts DLC. Now, this is going to talk you through exactly how you make the money and what it offers with this car wash and all that kind of business. We're also going to go through a little bit of gameplay before we kind of summarize with how much money you can expect to make realistically, because this video is essentially a response to other guides that are talking about it being a big money maker, which it really isn't. But it does make okay passive income, but only if you own quite a few businesses, as in not for beginner players. But it is cheap. So a few things as well about this whole business DLC is that they are basic missions. Some are bugged. The new heat system is a bit nonsensical and inconsistent at times, and there's increased loading times and crashing. So to access this content, to start off, you get the phone call from Martin Madrazo, drive to LSIA and see another annoying cutscene which you cannot skip through. Then you just go and purchase a car wash from Maze Bank for only 1 million, and you get this little office here. So once we access the office, you get your snacks, the usual kind of business you expect to find in offices, but you also get no car parking space. This is the Cinque Miglia, not mine, very good customization, but it's owned by this idiot over here, who apparently is a nice guy that people like because he doesn't annoy you, but he is annoying. In this business, you have this safe here. Now, this safe will give you your this will give you your passive income essentially, and this is kind of what I think of as being clean money, but I'm not entirely sure that it is clean, because if you look at press Q to see the daily income. Now, the income into this safe is pretty decent, but it depends on how many business you own. So the large warehouse, for example, 1,500 per in-game day, which is every 48 minutes, and the maximum for the safe as well is going to be 100 grand. So once it gets to 100 grand, it won't fill up anymore. And look at everything that you need to own to get that 28 grand, just to give you an idea. Also, I have the Smoke on the Water and the Higgins Helitours, which are brand new businesses, only give you 750 quid. So there's the hint, it's probably not worth purchasing those. Just purchase this one to start off with. I'll tell you why later on. Got the snacks. If we go through here, we've got some toilet rolls in case you need to take a dump in one of these trays. We've got this bed here. This is just where you spawn in if you set it as your spawn point, but more importantly, we've got our laundered money in this little pouch here, currently 700 grand. Just press E to collect it. It's a lot easier than leave it there to waste away. Right, so all your business is operated by this really small laptop. The idiot guy gets this massive screen. I get a small laptop. That's a bit cheeky, isn't it? Got a photo stat machine, though I could have a crack on if I want. So if we go to this machine, this is where we buy our other businesses. So if you press Q, you can expand your business to add the weed for 850 grand, Helitours for 900 grand. The Helitours, in my opinion, is the better one of the two, but they will increase profits by around about 10%, firstly with the MC weed biker business for the weed one, and for the Helitours it's the air cargo business. So that's another reason why you may want to purchase them, but for me it's completely worthless, those two things. Let's log in and see what you have. Now, every single of those three businesses, those triumvirate of businesses, have exactly the same load kind of screen, with a legal business, which in this case is a car wash, and then two illegal businesses. So Mr. Faberwork is the non-free mode missions, where you'll load up into a separate session. You can invite 3 friends. They're quite basic, quite easy to do, but quite fun. You probably do them one time and never again. I liked the casino ones, which are accessed through the weed one. But other than that, won't earn any much money. 36 grand, I think, is the max I earned doing those on hard mode. The big one is money laundering. So with the money laundering missions, every time you do one of them, they will increase your heat bar. The heat bar is on the bottom right hand side, currently 4.7 there. Now, heat will increase with these missions by about half, maybe 1 at the max. So they don't increase the heat by a massive amount, but it's incremental. So by the time you've done about 7 missions, the heat bar should be full, and then you need to wipe it out entirely by doing 1 car wash mission. Also, bear in mind that the heat bar will increase just from being in session by that by that safe at the back, I think, because my thinking is that your other illegal businesses that are feeding into that safe are generating heat. So I don't know if that means that the more businesses you have, the higher the increment of the heat increasing will be. But either way, it's a bit annoying. But also it's a bit inconsistent as well, because the way you wipe out your heat is through the car wash. Now, the elephant in the room with your analysing how much money you make through this business is that currently the car wash for this week, for some weird reason, is double money. But the weed and the Helitours are only single money. By double money, we're talking 70 grand per mission, per money laundering mission. But 35 grand on the weed and Helitours. And also, but bear in mind, right, once you get a 5 out of 5 heat, if you do one car wash mission, that will wipe out the heat to 0 from 5 out of 5. However, if you do the same with the Helitours, I knocked off from a 3 out of 5, I knocked it 2.5 down. So it looks like, as well as being single money, it's single cleaning with regards to cleaning off the heat. So that's what it seems to be from my perspective. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's only specific to the car wash that will clean off the heat better, but people have certainly said similar things, or maybe there's an inconsistency from player to player, which would be even worse. But either way, it's bloody ridiculous. So that's explains the money laundering and that. Now we're going to show you a few videos of the gameplay. It's pretty basic on all of those aspects, and then I'll finish by talking about how much money you can expect to make. You want to follow the grey bottle emblem on your minimap in order to find some Molotovs in the case of destroying the revival of operation. That's because you need the Molotovs and you're going to run out. That's the most frustrating thing about this mission. So blow stuff up. Bear in mind, you could use your helicopter missiles to blow up the actual cache in this instance, and that will also work. But obviously that will not work indoors, so we're going to blow up stuff up indoors as well, so you will need your Molotovs. It says use petrol, but it doesn't seem to work in this scenario. So just smash them with Molotovs is the best way. You can also get Molotovs by phoning up Merryweather or from your CEO menu. And here's another Molotov situation. In this case, rather than the car wash, this is the weed business. And what will happen is, as the smoke goes up, you're going to inhale it and you're going to have hallucinogenics quite quick. Basically like having a walk around my hometown. But you need to get the freak out of there quickly, and that's the weed variation on it. There are other missions as well. So the worst mission of all, because it takes the longest, is this one, which is all about getting into your armoured wagon, which drives extremely slowly, and going to banks and collecting money. Don't go into the quickie marts, because there's no money there without stealing stuff. So it's exactly like if you want a Securicore, a Group 6 simulator, and this is your mission. So it's just about collecting the crate of money and taking it off. People will attack you on the drive, but it's very easy to avoid them because you're in an armoured vehicle. You can shoot at them from when they're behind you, which is no problem whatsoever. It's an easy mission to do, but it just takes a long time. It takes about 10 minutes. I mean, these missions on the whole should take 5 to 10 minutes, and this is the one that takes the longest. Much easier is the destroy cache mission. So this is an odd one. Again, it's another rehash from other missions where you're destroying stuff and stealing cash. Better is reclaiming the car out of the crate. Bear in mind, you need to shoot the lock off the crate, so that's the hint of which crate contains the car, and it's often on top as well. But the people who are surrounding the crate at the bottom will be the indicator of exactly how to find the crate in the area when you're searching for it. But the most important thing is to check out the new vehicle, because I can't access this in GTA Plus because I don't have it, and it performs awesome double wheelies. I've not seen that in a car before. Right, so once you've filled up to 5 out of 5, you need to do your cleaning to clean off the heat. This is the car wash one, so this is speeded up by 8 times. It takes a long time to drive out to the car, and then you need to actually get the key off the wall in a key safe, which is oddly unlocked already. And then you go back, and I'll show you the car wash, why not, as if it's worth it. Don't forget to press E to unlock the car. This is the car wash. You're not involved whatsoever in the washing of any cars. It's all done automatically. For the Helitours, it's much more fun, it's sightseeing, it makes a lot more sense. Press R and your chums can take pictures of a nice bridge. Very good. And finally, the weed one is delivering weed to customers in a legal sense rather than the illegal sense. I think the main difference is you're delivering to upper class people and that's legal. If you're delivering to lower class people, it's illegal. And with the upper class people, they call their weed strawberry cheesecake and blueberry arse and sorts of nonsense like that. So that's the main difference in legality terms. We've got the Faber mission here. So you need to relax after all that nonsense with some silent but deadly kills, and you deliver a car to a chum that you might recognise from the repo business that was released earlier on. So it doesn't make a lot of money, but as I said before, it just makes 10 grand as a delivery bonus, and in this case 29 grand, so 39 grand. Amazing. Let's look at the other money making. Let's talk about money, baby. So I'm going to show you a spreadsheet that I've made. So when I was doing my missions, bear in mind that I did over about 55 minutes. I did 7 missions in order to fill up my heat bar, and then 1 cleaning mission, and then the next one was an 11-minute mission, so I didn't get any money out of it. So money-wise, I made 490 grand during that period. Now if you work it out into an hourly figure, that's 534. That's because I was being inefficient and I wasn't choosing my missions, I wasn't effective in the missions either. But for all you whiz kids, I've made a spreadsheet here to say how much you're going to make if you have an average completion time of 5 minutes on each mission, and that's including the cleaning mission, which is cleaning the car as well. So if we do 8 jobs, then average time of 5 minutes leads us to, with 2 times money, that'll be 735 grand per hour. That's including the cleaning mission for 1 full set and a little bit of the next mission as well. That's the way that spreadsheet works. However, if you've got a 1 hourly rate, that will only be 368 grand. Nothing like, I think that I had 8. That would be about 830 grand if you completely ignore the fact that a cleaning mission exists. But if you had an average of 8 minutes, which is above what I did, that 2 times hourly rate would only be 459 grand, so not as much. But hopefully you're not that bad. However, if we look at this spreadsheet, this is assuming that we have 2 car washes to do in order to clear our heat rating down to 0 with each go, so losing 2.5 each time. So in this case, your 5-minute job will earn you 630 grand, and then the 1 times rate, which is probably more significant, will earn you only 315 grand per hour. And the 8, it gets more ridiculous with the higher time you go. So I've got 6 and 7 minutes there. So is it a good money maker? Not really, not especially. It is on double money, and don't get me wrong, you will make your money back this week. While it's double money within an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours max, and you've paid it off. So you've not lost anything except for the time, but I'd argue the time is worthwhile. But these kind of missions are not ones that you want to be repeating a lot and a lot and a lot, just like KO Perico. They're far worse than KO Perico. So any YouTuber who compares it to KO Perico as a viable alternative is talking complete nonsense, because even when you take in the variation of all the different missions, they all follow a similar trajectory, and the set missions, which will only earn you 36 grand, you could do any of those missions that are readily available, lots of the old ones that people haven't done, which will entertain you. You don't need to buy DLC content for a lot of the missions that are already in the game, so I wouldn't argue that's a valid reason, and especially as some of them are actually glitched, so that's not a good enough reason to purchase it. So for my money, as an experienced player with enough money to waste on it, the million is worth it. Maybe the Helitours is worth it because I like flying helicopters, so for me it's worth it, maybe, but the weed business probably not. However, they've got the casino missions that were quite fun, so yeah, it's a difficult one on answering is it worth it, because I really don't think overall it is worth it. I can't recommend it to new players when there are much better businesses. Like, we talk about the passive income, but the passive income on the nightclub is far better. Speaking of which, I need to go and clean out my nightclub because that's going to earn me loads of cash that I'm not collecting while doing this mucky nonsense. So anyway, that's your video and your analysis of this current DLC content. Any corrections or any disagreements, drop them in the comments. Any helpful hints, also drop them there in the comments as well. Because I'm sure people have different experiences of this particular game with so many bugs, etc. But I hope you found it useful. Drop likes and subscribes and whatever other stuff you want to do. Drop some abuse and dislikes if you fancy that. But I just hoped this would be useful because I don't think it'll get a lot of traction. Generally my GTA videos do not. My Elite Dangerous ones do. So I don't have any motive to make money out of this video. I hope that's quite clear. I'm doing it purely to help people out. And I hope that purpose has been achieved. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Have a most excellent day if you're playing GTA.